Anyway, how are you doing, my darling?
Like a heater.
Like a heater. You hot like a heater?
Hell yeah.
I do agree, because right now I'm sweating. Anyway.
The shaman doesn't only use spiritual knowledge from the ancestors. That can be one way of getting messages. But the shamans understood the spirituality of the animals, the trees, the winds, the mountains. So it encompassed all nature spirits.
Ubungoma
Yes.
and shamanism,
Yes.
is it the same or two different things?
For me personally,
Or how?
in its essence, for me personally, it's the same.
Siyophahla my munchies. Umuntu sekavuke idlozi. Namhlanje ngizofunda ukuthi thokoza makhosi. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another interesting episode of Munchies and Thoughts. Your host, Chef Patanani Mbata. Hello everyone, welcome to another interesting episode of Munchies and Thoughts. My name is Patanani, I am your chef. Guys, my munchies. Mara niyabona ukuthi ngihlezi nani mara. Akisikhulumeni le nto ke manje. Akisibekele etafuleni. Ngicela nibheke ukuthi ngihlezi handsome guy.
Hi.
Hot guy. Are you hot? I'm joking. Anyway, how are you doing, my darling?
Like a heater.
Like a heater. You hot like a heater?
Hell yeah.
I do agree, because right now I'm sweating. Anyway, how are you doing, my darling?
I'm good, and you?
I am good, and thank you for joining me.
Pleasure.
I am so excited to have you.
You are?
I am! Look at me.
Excited to be here.
Let me not take a shine away from you. Please introduce yourself. Who are you? Where you from? What's special about you? And please, if you want to leave your numbers, you are more than welcome, because you never know after this episode, after you just okay.
But after that intro, I'm scared to leave my numbers.
Okay, now, yes.
I'm Kulu Amir. I am from Parkhurst in Johannesburg. What is special about me is, that's a tough one. I'm human.
Okay.
I'm living a human experience.
Okay.
And we are all special. I'm part of the whole.
Okay.
And my number, 063 444
Okay.
2052.
Can you repeat your number?
063 444 2052.
Thank you so much. Usichazile ukuthi ungubani and uwashile ama number wakhe. In case some of you want to contact Umkhulu, please do so. Of course, business.
Yes.
Not other things. Because he's taken by me. I'm joking. Okay, thank you so much, Umkhulu, for joining me. And I don't take you for granted. We can do the chance.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Because of Amnandi, at least you know what's after kumele uphuze. But anyway, Mkhulu, I don't have a lot.
Yeah.
I just want you to educate me, educate the munchies. I'm going to bring the topic on the table and you dig in. And it's something that you do. Yes, I'll have questions there and there. But Gula Makaya, I brought the shamanism again. So I brought someone before. Today is another person. Remember, this is Munchies and Thoughts. I can bring different people, one topic, one subject.
Shamanism.
Yes.
So, throughout the ages, the shaman was the healer of the village, but not only the healer. The shaman was basically the conduit between the spiritual world and the physical world as we know it or can see it.
Okay.
The shaman would be consulted on not only matters of healing, but also matters of the future, the weather, whether the tribe is going to be attacked or not. So they were diviners, they were fortune tellers, and the shaman doesn't only use spiritual knowledge from the ancestors. That can be one way of getting messages. But the shamans understood the spirituality of the animals, the trees, the winds, the mountains. So it encompassed all nature spirits.
Okay.
And so that basically is what shamanism is. So most indigenous peoples still practice shamanic practices. So African shamanism, technically the Esangoma, Inyanga, Sanusi would fall under the same, I can say, broad study of shamanism.
Okay.
South Americans, Hawaiians, and then you've got a very strong form of shamanism from North America, which is the Native Americans.
Okay.
It's a derogatory to say Red Indians, but just so people get a picture of who they are. South America, the Amazonian people, and then in the east, you've got people from the Himalayas, Tibetan tribes, shamanistic tribes, people from China. So if you delve into it, a lot of practices that have become quite commercialized has its roots in shamanism, like Taoism. I mean, the Buddhism that they practice in Tibet and the Himalayas would be different from the Buddhism that they practice in China or Thailand, because that Buddhism is a combination of Buddhism and shamanistic practices.
Okay. Before we proceed, I just want to understand. Now, I heard you mentioning Malaysia, North America. I didn't hear you mentioning any African.
So yeah, I was getting to that. So when you look at the African forms of shamanism, I mean, I'm sure you've heard of the Pygmy tribe that live in the African basin. As their rite of passage, they still practice taking a herb called iboga, which is a journey that you go on, a spiritual journey, before you can actually be initiated as an adult or a senior of the tribe. If you look in Kenya, for example, with the Maasai people, they are also very shamanistic in their practice. The dance that they do, that jump, people think it's just a dance. It's actually a journey. It's a spiritual dance that they do. And then you come to Southern Africa, and then we have things like spiritual dances like Gita, for example. But shamans have basically received these messages over the ages, and these messages have given or fashioned human development. I mean, if you take eating foods, I mean, there's thousands and thousands of fruits. How do we know which one to eat? It's not in our nature to go and test the poisonous ones from the non-poisonous ones. Those were messages that were given by the shaman that go here, and this is what you can take. So, for example, I practice a cleansing ritual where we take the poison from a frog.
Poison from.
Yes.
Okay.
It's called kampun, but it's spelled Kambo, Kambo. So we take the poison of the frog and we administer it into your arm, and you purge. You basically, it cleanses you both spiritually and physically. And how that came was a shaman was guided to find this particular frog, and was guided as to how to extract the poison from that frog without killing the frog, and administer it. It's the same as a herb that I also administer. It's called ayahuasca. So ayahuasca is a very ancient healing method where we take the tree, the ayahuasca tree, and we make a tea from it. And you drink that tea and you go on a spiritual journey for about 8 hours. But it is life-changing. I can't promise you what's going to happen on your journey, but what I can promise you is that your life will never be the same again after.
Wow. Okay, cool. Now I heard you saying messages. The shaman get messages, right?
Yes. Guidance.
Guidance. Okay. Where is the shamanism originally from? Where it originated?
Yo, this is a deep question, because we as humans give these kinds of practices a name and put it in a box. But it's very difficult to say where it originated from. It's part of our human DNA.
Okay.
I mean, you can find it profound, like there was no forms of communication that we know of, like a telephone or an email thousands of years ago, but how is it that people in Egypt built pyramids, and then people in South America built pyramids, and people even in Africa, if you go to Inzalo Elanga, which is not far from here, you can see pyramids. Yeah, and in Inzalo Elanga is a calendar. It's the same calendar that you can find in Stonehenge, or you find the same types of calendars in different parts of the world. So how did we know how to build those structures?
Okay. I'm asking the question because my follow-up question will be your thoughts or your understanding.
Yeah.
Ancestors, how ancestors works and how shamanics works. Do we have any different or is the same?
It's, for me personally, because I come from a shamanic background.
Okay.
And I also I'm a Sangoma. So for me, quite honestly, it's one and the same in a lot of ways.
Okay.
Right?
Interesting.
I think it's just about the incorporation of culture within it, right? That would maybe make people practice it differently. At the same time, though, what I did find as a major difference is all the shamanic practices are extremely, extremely big on healing your own wounds first. And in the process of healing your own wounds, you're able to understand yourself better, and in so doing, understand how you receive the messages, right? Because you cannot only, it's not only about seeing with your eyes, yeah, messages, or hearing with your ears. Messages can come by feeling, messages can come by smell. Different shamanic healers receive their messages differently.
Okay. You know why I was asking you the first question, where is originated? Um, maybe you'll remember when we were young, there were those movies with those old Indian guys, red, wearing your feathers and everything.
Yes, yes.
And that's when you'll hear these words and all those kind of things. So I just wanted to understand exactly where is it from, that culture, or it's just a mixture?
No, because the thing is, you can't say it originated from any particular place, because I mean, it's there's so many tribes that practice it. I mean, even here, when you look at the Khoi and the San people, you know, they were also very shamanistic in their spirituality. They were never, nobody taught them how to read the stars, astronomy, astrology, but they were able to navigate, same as the Arabs. How do you navigate in the desert? It's like an ocean, right? But they understood the stars, they understood navigation. So these were messages that were given to us through the shamans, because in the Bedouin, Arab Bedouin tribes, the shamans are known as Fugara.
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 Okay.
Fugara.
Yeah, you can spell it for me, but I don't know what is Fugara means.
So basically, it's what I'm saying. They are the shamans of the Arab peoples.
Okay, so cool. How many different kinds of shamans do we have? Like, I'll put
It's like-
Ubungomeni, we've got the Nyanga, Amagedla, Abathandazene.
It's the same.
Okay, please
It's
tell
the
me.
same. So you'd have a somebody who's a shaman that practices. It's what resonates with them, right? It's what resonates, what their guidance or what they're good at. You can have, like I mentioned in the beginning, you can have someone that divines. You can have someone that tells a future. You can have somebody that is a herbalist. So it works. It's the same thing.
You know, when I was young, there was this people, they used to call them fortune tellers.
Yes.
So are they falling under a shaman?
Yes.
Shamanism?
Yes.
Okay. Your thoughts. I just want to hear your thoughts. So, Ubungoma
Yes.
and shamanism,
Yes.
is it the same or two different things?
For me personally,
Or how?
in its essence, for me
Okay.
personally, it's the same.
Okay, please tell us more.
Because a sangoma is a conduit, right? Somebody that if you come to see them, they are guided by spirit, and it's spirit that guides the information for the patient. So it's the same thing as a shaman. It's just that the practices are different, and what they use in terms of herbs for what reasons may be different, because they would use herbs that are indigenous to the area that they are in.
Okay. But they all use herb. They're all using herbs. Sangomas, are they not using herbs?
Yes.
But I heard somewhere that Sangomas, they just bayahlola. Then if maybe there's a sickness, they will refer you to somebody who can assist you with that sickness.
I mean, that's also, it depends, like I'm saying to you, it depends on what they are gifted in, right?
Okay.
You got some people that are gifted in a number of disciplines. So he can hlola for you, and then he can give you herbs, or he can treat it.
Okay. So now, you mentioned that you went to Malaysia and South America. So that's where you were trained. You did your shamanism. Or
Yes.
why you had to go that far?
Because the thing is, I never ever saw myself as a sangoma, right?
Okay.
And I never, I think the biggest thing was I was guided to teachers, and when I came to that particular teacher at that time, it's what they were practicing and teaching.
Okay.
Yes, it's the same as Ubungoma. I was guided to my teacher, and that's why I'm a Sangoma now.
That's why you're a Sangoma now. Just a question, like it's a general one. How did your family take, like everything, you shamanism, you Sangoma? Was it not traumatic for them?
No, I don't think so. I think I was lucky enough to come from a family that, especially from my mom's side, that has always been spiritually inclined. They understood spirituality. My family practices a form of Islam, which is the mystical side of Islam. It's called Sufism.
Okay.
And so it's always been a part of my family. So that said, it's not like a shocking thing for them. Of course, when I became a Sangoma, the question did arise, like, okay, why this? But after explaining it, I mean, my mom phones me every second day, or she's had some kind of dream, and what must she do?
Your mother like things like me. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And my sister's also a Sangoma, so
Oh, your sister is a Sangoma as well.
yeah.
Oh, nice. I'm coming to Hlola, ne?
Yes, you're
I'm
welcome.
definitely coming to Hlola. I want to experience a Hlola ring from a Sangoma that is white.
Yes, you're welcome.
So, okay, now, you spoke about the poison, the frog.
Yes.
I just want to understand, there is a specific frog or any frog?
It's a specific frog.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a specific frog. I don't really know the scientific name. Like I said, we call it kampun. And then the frog is tied, and you poke the sides of the frog so that it releases the poison.
Oh.
Because it obviously releases the poison because it feels its life is in danger. And then we scrape off the poison. And then once we've scraped off the poison, we then let the frog go again.
Okay. Now, your understanding, you are a shaman. Do we have more shaman people in our country?
Well, quite honestly, I see Sangomas as shamans, personally.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And yes, we do. We have lots of shamans in South Africa. We have lots of people that have gone to South America to train. We have lots of people that have gone to different places to train in different aspects of it. I think what we have to understand is that even if you are a Sangoma, your learning never stops. Right? And this is what I believe. You should never stop learning. There's so much to learn. There's so many people to learn from. And it's just that, South Africa, obviously given our past and our history, we have been very isolated. So we don't really have the exposure that a lot of other countries have. And also us being like in the tip of the world, we haven't even explored our neighbors much, There are a lot of Sangomas that I have met though that have twassed in like Mozambique and these places.
Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of understanding, just generally through Africa, there's a Sangoma that I know that traveled to Ethiopia the other day, and he even said to me, I was explaining to them like what I do, and the Ethiopians went, you're a shaman.
Oh.
See, so that's what I'm saying. For me, it's one and the same thing.
But now, I don't know. For me, when you said the shaman and the sangomas is the same thing, but you said it's for you. I'm confused, but it's okay. I'm sure you will answer me, and somebody will answer me, because you mentioned trees, like a lot of things when you were explaining the shaman, ne?
Yeah.
And I don't know if other zangomas they do that as well.
They do what? Sorry.
Like you said, shaman, you heal your trees, like, and the poison of the frog and all those kind of things.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Let's look at the buys that we wear, right? What is the bubesi on the buy? What does that symbolize? What is it? It's a certain energy, right? If you look at it in terms of energy, I mean, I resonate with the leopard, right? And in particular the black panther. And so in South American shamanism, it's called Otorongo,
Okay.
the spirit of Otorongo. And in South American shamanism, we believe that the Black Panther brought the knowledge of fire. They owned the knowledge of fire before us.
Okay.
And actually taught us how to make fire.
Yo, kuningi. Are you done? Nkulu, now I just wanna ask you a question, and then you'll give your thoughts. Don't you think some people are confused between shamanism and Ubungo?
No, personally, I think that and this is just my observation and understanding of it. I feel like a lot of things have come into Ubungoma. Given our colonialism, given the advent of religion, right? So the practice has got a lot of things that are like, for me, rules and regulations based on an understanding of right and wrong, God, sin, and you can't do that, and your losses will punish you. And I don't believe that. I don't believe that spirit stands in judgment of you. You know? I believe that they have a mission and you need to fulfill that mission, and that's what they guide you to do. In between all of that, I don't believe that they're trying to punish you in a sense. Yeah?
Another question, Nkulu. What's your thoughts when it comes to self-initiate? It's just a general question. It's just a general. I know we are on the shamanism, but I'm just asking this because I just want to hear your thoughts.
I don't think I understand it, to be honest.
Okay.
And the reason I don't understand it is, I do believe that people can receive messages, but I don't believe that spirit speaks the way we understand it, or the way that there's certain messages that may be direct for you to do, and there's a lot of messages that are symbolic.
Okay. Okay.
Right? So, at the same time, I mean, I don't stand in judgment of somebody if they say they're self-initiate, but I'm sure that you must be mentored in some way. you know. And I feel like you should open yourself up to looking for a mentor, or maybe even reading books on different spiritual teachings and teachers to get an understanding of a message, or to fulfill the message, you know.
I get it.
Because I don't know if you can really do it on your own. We all need some kind of teacher.
Okay, Ketlalam. No, thank you so much. I think I'm enough for now. Word of wisdom, anything that you want to say, maybe to me, because, yeah, you've been telling me things. Maybe you've got other things that you want to say. And to the munchies, of course.
So, words of wisdom, you know, and please, I just hope that the viewers don't get me wrong. I do believe in using herbs, and I use them myself. I do believe in muti. I do believe that there's good, there's bad. But ultimately, for me, the best muti is change, is yourself, is creating change within yourself, is understanding your wounds and how you operate. Yeah, I don't believe that you can change anything with the same energy that created it in the first place. I also believe that we have to hold ourselves accountable. And holding yourself accountable in the things that you're attracting in your life, you know. In terms of taking accountability, it's important that we take accountability and we understand who we are. We understand what our role is in the aspects of our lives that are not going correctly, or how we would like them to go. And I'm also a great believer in manifestation, right? So as you change and you want the things and desire the things that to make your life better, or what you think is better for you, you need to encompass the energy of what it is that you want to be. And you need to change what you don't want to be, or what you have become. So those are my words of wisdom. And yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Mkulu. I am so sorry, but we have to close this. Siyophahla my munchies. Umuntu sekavuke idlozi. Namhlanje ngizofunda ukuthi thokoza makhosi. But thank you so much. Unfortunately, I have to cut this short. And I am so sorry, but you will understand. You are Ubungoma. Definitely you will come back. A lot is coming on Munchies and Thoughts, and I would want you to be part of it. On that note, it's a wrap for now. Guys, I'm closing the episode because I need to go and check what's happening outside. On that note, I love you guys and goodbye, darlings.